Hello and welcome. This is Alicia of the Shine. Okay, off to a good start here. This is Alicia of the Chardon Sign Shack coming to you live from Chardon, Ohio. As you're hopping on, please say hello. Let me know where you're coming from if you're watching this live or you're watching it on replay. If you're watching it live, up in the upper left-hand corner, there will be a little thing that says live. Otherwise, you're watching it on replay. So again, as you're hopping on, please say hello and let me know where you're coming from. I'm just waiting for a couple people to hop on before I start. Excuse me. I hope I'm not clearing my throat this whole time. Oh, I went upstairs and I think I forgot my water. Oh, well, I can grab one out of the fridge. I got a little cough today, so I'm hoping not to be coughing, although we're virtual, so everything's okay. So hello, Bonnie. How are you? Bonnie's sprinkling. So if you're just hopping on, please sprinkle, which if you're unfamiliar with what that is, it means to do this. We really, really appreciate it. Hello, April. Hello, Lois. Let's see, let me get... There we go. Okay. And we like all these things a lot, and the same goes for the stencil smith as well. Hello, Denise. How are you? Hi, Donna. Thank you for sprinkling, which, like I said, means to do this. This is the giveaway today. The more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap. Stay safe, eat cake. So this is going to be the giveaway today. We're going to be doing a couple fun kitchen lives. Thank you, Denise. We appreciate it. Oh, and make sure you write sprinkled in the comments. If you don't write sprinkled in the comments, we don't know that you've shared or sprinkled because a lot of people have private pages, so it doesn't show up. So that's the only way we know how. Hello, Donna. Hello, Patty. Hello, Judy. But yeah, this is real funny. So that's my motto, and I'm going to stick to it, right? I don't want to be kidnapped. How about you? So this will be the giveaway today. All you have to do is sprinkle it. Hello, Sherry. How are you? And we'll get you added. April will add you, and we'll have a drawing at the end. We have two fun things we're going to do today. And what's really neat about this is two of the stencils that are on sale today, they're from two different groups. And I believe they're groups of 6, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure. I meant to look before I came on. But I think there's 6 probably. Maybe 9, I'm not sure. So there's a whole bunch to choose with, not just the ones that I choose, and they're all real funny and cute. So these are the stencils that are on sale today. Number 9435, and I'm using the extra small, and 8950, again, I'm using the extra small. Thank you. Hello, Stacy. Thank you, Sherry. And they're on sale today and tomorrow for 20% off. And then you can save an additional 15% with my code SIGNSHACK, SIGN, which you can save every day. Hello, Sign of the Times. Thank you. And thank you, Lois. But that'll save you 15% every day. But it's a great deal, especially if you don't have a lot of these. These are fun. I'm going to do a kitchen towel today, and I just thought I'd show you my little shirt before I put my apron on, since it's close to Valentine's Day. So not only do I stencil on shirts, I stencil on towels, aprons, all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. If you're stenciling on something that you need to wash a lot, I do recommend using a fabric paint or something with a fabric medium. So I'm going to set this up here real quick. Oh, I did want to show you too. I did this Saturday. It's the first group I've been in a long, long time, probably like 3 or 4 years. And thank you, Vicki. I love it. I think it's cute. I was going to wear this on my live Saturday, but I was afraid to, because I was afraid that I would get some new people, and I didn't want to like wear this and be like, free hugs, just kidding, go away. I wanted to attract new viewers, not make them go away. So but this is what I made on Saturday. If you didn't catch that, it's in my videos on my page, and it'll also be in the feed on Saturday that I did it. But I used that beautiful background stencil. I've been wanting to use it for quite a while, and I will show you the stencil later when I show the other stencils off, but didn't that turn out really cute? I was really excited to be part of that group. It was very fun. I'm like stacking things here like you're playing Jenga, hoping it's not going to tip over. So those are some of the projects I've done lately. Just a couple. I did get my bunny. I don't know if you could see it hanging over there. We did that last week, and I got the frame glued and hung up, and the frame just turned out so good. That's the frame that me and my sister, she taught me how to make by using a router. So I'm going to put my apron on just because I get dirty and I don't want to get paint all over my shirt, but I did want to show you that so you can stencil on so many different things. And I'm going to kind of angle you down here. And if you haven't already, do this so you can win this. This is the giveaway today. And it's, I don't know if I gave you the number or not. It's number 8781. Okay, so I'm going to start, I think, with the cookbook stand. And my husband and I made this yesterday. And I'll give you the dimensions. It was, I think it's called Doe Dotson. I got the idea from her. And we tweaked it a little bit because, number one, I didn't know, we didn't have any 1x10s. So it calls for a 1x10. And so we had a bunch of scrap 1x12, so we just cut it down, but we cut it a little big. It's going to be a cookbook stand. So basically this back here, right here, is cut, excuse me, it's cut 11, well, it's 11 1/4 inches, roughly, because it's a 1x12, and then we cut this, 1x10s are 9 1/4, and we ended up cutting it 9 1/2. I wanted to go a little bit big. And so we cut this piece, and then we cut 2 equal 2-inch pieces. We did nail gun them and wood glue them. And then the backs, the angles, that's what we had problem with. We were fighting yesterday. We had a lot of fun, right? If Jeff's watching this, he's like, yeah, right. So the angles are 45-degree angles. It calls for a 60-degree angle. Well, we watched a couple videos on how to get a 60-degree, which we have now. We figured it out, but it was too late, and we wanted to get this made so it would the glue would dry and everything. But it calls for 60-degree angles, cut 4 inches. But all it would do would be prop it up just a little bit more. The 45 are fine. So we have the miter saw that has the 45s on it. So those are 2 45-degree angles. And everything is wood glued and nailed. And I did prep ahead of time with this really pretty fusion mineral. It's lichen paint. It's a real pretty green. And hi, Becca. How are you? Hi, Donna. Thank you. And I did a wash on it. So I did it ahead of time so it could dry, because you get the wood really wet when you're doing a wash. But I'm going to show you how to do a wash on a little scrap piece of wood. But I really liked that color. It's very neutral. And see how when you do a wash, like the grain shows through? It's like similar to a stain. It's very pretty. And when you do wet your paint, you are going to want, after it dries, to use a little bit of this my finest sandpaper, which is Amazon packing, and just give it a quick little sand, because it does raise the grain of the wood when you get your paint wet. But anyhow, this is a cookbook stand, and yeah, it's the first time I've used this color. I've had it for a couple months and I haven't used it yet, but I thought this would be really pretty for the project. And this is actually going to be a gift going somewhere, so I based the colors on that. And the stencil that I chose, actually, I based on this. And I did put this together ahead of time, so this is going to be challenging for me to stencil on. But I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to show you how I got, this is just a scrap piece of wood here, how I got that wash look of this. I'll move it over here so I don't ruin it, and then we'll stencil it. This is actually not going to be a super long live. I say that every week, but I don't really, everything we've been doing lately with the bunny hair and the chick feathers and all kinds of stuff. So when I do a wash, I'm going to give this a little shake. Do you have this color yet, Judy? I know Judy Rogers. Oh, you were using it. That's funny. I just asked you that. It's the first time I've used it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful green. And I use a lot of Fusion paint, but I also use a lot of Deco Arts paint too. Use what you know, what is good for you. And if you are new to me today, please say hello and let me know. Introduce yourself. We're a good bunch of girls here. Occasionally we have a boy join us. So I don't want to just say girls, but a good bunch of people here. So I'm going to give this a spray here, and this is my misting bottle. And you want to get your wood, see the water on that, not saturated, but wet. And then spray your brush, and these are these awesome Stencil Smith brushes. And I'm getting a little bit of paint, and you're just going to start moving that paint around on that wood. And you can do this with a wipe, but sometimes I like doing it with a brush as a wash. And you just move that around. And this brush makes everything just go on so smoothly. It's just gorgeous. But it's as simple as that. Just use a lot of water and move the paint around. But see how that is like a real, it didn't cover it like it would normally by paint. You can see the grain of the wood in there. It gives it a very soft, neat look. But that is how you get a wash just with water, just adding a little bit of water. So I am gonna cover that up before I spill it, which I've been known to do, set it aside, and set this aside. So yeah, the Stencil Smith brushes, Judy is saying they are the best brushes that I've ever found. The base coating brushes are the newest ones. And then all the stencil brushes are awesome, all the different sizes. And then this little thing here has all my liner and my rake brushes and all that stuff in it. But they're the best brushes ever. Yeah, that brush, it goes on so smooth, doesn't it, Bonnie? The finish is very, very smooth. It doesn't have any lines in it or anything like that. And if you add just even a little bit of water to that. So I think we're going to start with our cookbook stand. And I do want to add a little bit of brown to this. And I'm going to use this Waverly wax here. And I'm also going to use a wet wipe. I'm going to deepen this a little bit and add a little bit more dimension to it with this. It's a wax. It's thinner. So I'm going to take my wet wipe and I'm going to kind of like add little bits, spread it of brown here and there, just like so, just little. And I'm going with the grain of the wood. And I'm going to add just a little bit more. And that wet wipe allows you to move it really nicely along and spread it out. And I'm just going to get it's just a wee little bit, not very much at all. And you can do this with lots of different things, but I do like to use a wet wipe when I've done a wash to kind of move it around. So now look at that, how cool that looks now. As you can see here, I think I'll add a little bit more up here, but look how beautiful that looks. It's blended in there really, really nicely. So let me get a little bit more, and I want to add just a little bit more up here around the top because I feel like we need a little bit more up there. And I'm going to add a little bit up there. But it's a really, really gorgeous. So you can see the difference between this and this, where this, and this is beautiful. This is really pretty. But I like to add, no, it's not poplar. We should have got poplar. We should have went and got really good wood because that was part of the problem. I used scraps, which it was great to use scraps. My scraps up, but it was just common pine, and it was warped a little. So that's where we got the problem with the putting the wedges on, because this was a little warped, but it all worked out. After a lot of sanding, we got it to work. It's a good thing Jeff and I aren't woodworkers, because we would starve, like if we did that for a living. We're very good at straight cuts and stuff, but this is something new to us. Now, the frame turned out beautifully that I made with the router. That was really neat. And I'm going to bring it over the sides just a little. And I'm not going to worry about the back, but you can see how that added just a little bit to it. It added just a little bit of dimension. And it's a really pretty, that's okay, Patty. So I started out with this color. It's a fusion mineral color, lichen or lichen, I'm not sure. I never pronounce things correctly. And then I did a wash on this, and then I used this Waverly wax, which is really nice. And I added just a little bit of dimension with that, a little bit of interest. So let me just set this aside and get that off my hands. And if you haven't, if you're joining late like Patty did, oh, well, thank you. The scroll saw I'm getting really, really good with, Sherry. But make sure you do this. This is the giveaway today. This is not what we're using, but this is the giveaway. This would be cute on here too. And I am going to give this a quick dry because it is wet now, a little wet from the wet wipe. Make sure that's dry before we stencil on it. But I think this would make a really nice, and not only that, you do not have to make, you don't have to make your cookbook stand. Now I saw a really cool idea using typically the same thing on Pinterest. But instead of putting a board here, which I actually like the board, they used a handle, like a cabinet pole, and they put it right there like a real pretty black one. They used this one. Oh, let me grab it. So like this. Instead of having this here, this board, you would have this on it, and that holds your book in. But that was a cute idea too. And then also you can buy these cookbook stands. You can buy them on Amazon if you want. Oh, it's great wax. It's really great for adding a little bit of dimension to things, or antiquing or anything like that. Let me just get this. But I think that really added a little bit of interest to that. And again, because I used a wet wipe, I'm going to take my piece of paper here, and this is just craft paper, and go over it because it does raise the grain of the wood when you get your wood wet. Oh, excuse me. So these are the stencils, and they're from 2 different groups. So this is Chef Was Cute, Would Eat Here Again. This is the one I'm going to use. Stencil Fur, the 2x3. Yes, I've used 2x4s. I haven't used any 2x3s. I've used 2x4s and 2x6s. Jeff tells me he's as busy as he wants to be, Sherry. So I think that's a hint. But this one, so this is a gift. This is going to be for my daughter-in-law, soon-to-be daughter-in-law, who is going to be cooking lots of meals. She's a fabulous cook, and she cooks really cute things. So I thought I would send her this one. So we're going to do Chef Was Cute, Would Eat Here Again, and it's going to be stencil number, these are on sale, 9345, and this is number 2. And again, I don't know if there's 6 or 9 of these, but there's a group of these. So not only is this one on sale, but the other ones are on sale too. So it's not just this one stencil. So this is a really great deal today to be able to grab so many. So let me look at this here. And again, this is going to be awkward to stencil on because I did want to put the angles on it ahead of time. And I'm just trying to center this. I'll turn it this way so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And I'm going to put my painter's tape on it. Whoop. That's not very sticky. I guess I used it too many times. I'll get a good fresh piece of painter's tape. It's just hanging out there. And congratulations. I took a poll the other day on who you wanted to win the Super Bowl. Congratulations to all you Eagles fans. And I'm sorry for you Chiefs fans. But there's always next year. That's what we say in Cleveland. And you guys have had several, so I don't think Cleveland will ever see something like that. So I've got this taped on here, and I'm going to get a little bit of black paint, and I'm just using this Deco Arts Lamp Black right here, and I'm going to give it a little shake. Thank you for sprinkling, Gay. And I'm going to squirt it out here on my paper plate. And let me just get, I think I'll use probably a 1/2 inch one. So I'm going to get my 1/2 inch stencil brush. Look at this one. It hasn't even been used yet, but they are wonderful, these brushes. And I'm going to dip it in here in the paint. Many of you know how to do this, but in case there's somebody new watching, which sometimes we have new people, which we love. And you can see how there it's kind of shiny, a little bit too much on it, and it's just on the tip of the brush. But then you're going to take a towel and you're going to offload. I like to use shop towels. You can use coffee filters. You can use this kind of paper. The paper plates aren't the greatest because they're kind of slick, so they don't offload as good. And I'm not only going to do this facing you, but I'm going to do this at an awkward angle. So I've got this taped real good, and I'm just going to start swirling my brush in here. And just like so. And I'm probably going to have to do 2 coats. And again, I'm going to offload. Offloading is the biggest key to stenciling. If you're getting bleeds, you have too much paint on your brush. The quality of the brush is really important, and I have used a lot of brushes in my time. So like if I was doing this myself, I would have put this together after I stenciled it. But for live purposes, oops, I think I got way too much. Now see, I knew the minute I laid that down, hopefully I didn't get a bleed, I could tell that I had too much paint on the brush. You can tell, you'll feel it. Right there I did, so hopefully it didn't bleed, but if it did, we could clean it up. Okay. And I'm going to take a peek and see if I got a bleed on that. Nope, it's a miracle, but I did not. So I'm going to give this a quick dry. Won't take too long, because typically you're not using a lot of paint. when you are stenciling, because it's kind of a dry brushing. You're using a dry brush. And I'm going to go over this one more time. This is the weirdest angle I have ever stenciled in, I will say. And I've done a lot of stenciling. I've stenciled on walls, all kinds of things. I stenciled a growth chart on a wall. That was fun. It was on like a door inseam. I have to make a growth chart. I'm going to make one here pretty soon. My niece had a baby, and I definitely want to get it done before the baby's walking. So did everybody have a good weekend? You love the brushes. Oh, that's awesome, Patty. You know, it's funny. My friend Julie, she used, ooh, I don't think I offloaded. See what happens when I start talking and reading comments. She used sponges, and she had never used brushes, and she emailed me, and she's like, what the heck have I been doing all these years? And there are some people, if you sponge and that's what you like to do, you do it. I mean, I'm not telling you not to sponge. I just know myself that I don't care for it. But you do get done much quicker when you swirl it on there. So we're going to take this off. Just like so, and I didn't have any bleeds. Yay. I think I might add just a little bit. I'm going to put this back on. I'm going to add just a little bit. I should have done it before. I'm trying to line these stars up real good. I think I'm going to add just a little bit of gold shimmer to these stars. Let me get my, where is my gold leaf? I love using my gold leaf. And I'm just going to get a little bit on my finger, and this is Rub and Buff gold leaf. Yeah. I'll have to find my lid later. And I'm going to wipe a little off so it doesn't go on. And I'm just using it and accenting it just a little bit. Putting a little bit of gold in there with my finger. Okay. And now I'll take it off. So it adds just, oh, that's pretty. If you can see how it adds just a little bit of shimmer. I don't know if you can see to those stars. Sometimes it's hard to tell on the camera. And I want to add something here. So I was looking at borders, but what I thought I was going to do with this stencil, excuse me, is I'm just going to, let me make sure I have it kind of lined up. Give me just a minute. I'm lining these stars kind of up. I hope that's not going to look bad. I'm going to put more stars down here because she is a 5-star chef. Katrina is her name. So I've got this flipped this way towards you. And I'm going to get a little bit more black. And I want to take a look at this and make sure it looks pretty good. It's a little high. I'm going to line it back up. Miss some of the stars. And this got this so nicely, I'm just going to do one coat. And I'll give it a little bit of a dry here. And I'm going to use a little bit more of that Rub and Buff. I have gold leaf and I have silver leaf. I love both of them. And I'm just going to take some off with my finger and leaving that on. I'm just adding a little bit of gold over that black, but you can still see that black. Oh, that looks pretty. So there we go. We have a cookbook stand, and I do need to close the bridges. I can do that because we have so much time. You know what? I'll close the bridges on my towel, and we'll see how pressed for time we are. But I don't want to wax this. I'll wax this. I like to use this wax here, the Dixie Belle Best Dang wax. It's huge. I got it for $24, but I mean, look how much I have left, and I use it a lot. So there's a lot left. You just need a wee little bit. Oh, thank you, Becca. I appreciate that. So that's your cookbook stand, and it's really a nice gift. And like I said, you can get these on Amazon if you don't want to build one. So your cookbook will go right there. How nice is that? And then when you open it, it keeps it nice like that. But is that not the nicest gift there? Look at how nice that is. What do you think of that? So, like I said, you can make this. I will post a link later to the, I think it's Doe Dotson, who built it. I'll put a link for this. And it was really easy, except for we had trouble with the angles, and we did end up using 45-degree angles instead of 60, and I think 45 is just fine. But let me set that to the side, and that one and all of those are on sale today and tomorrow. And I'm going to stencil a towel with this one, which is from the other set, 8950, and these are both extra small. This is number 2, but there's a whole set of these two. Made with love means I licked the spoon and kept on using it. So here's my towel. Make sure I don't have, let me wipe my fingers off too, because paint does not come off of fabric. You can do a redesign, but it's really hard to get out of fabric. Once it's on there, it's on there. So I have this piece of cardboard here that is the perfect size for a towel. I'll get the lid afterwards. Lots of times when I'm stenciling things, I do use these sticky boards from, I got on Amazon. That's like the name of them. This is one I've cut in half, especially t-shirts like this. It causes them to stick down, but this doesn't move that much. So I'm just going to use a piece of cardboard here. So I use both, but I'm going to stick, I've washed these and ironed them ahead of time. And I'm going to stick this, I folded it nicely, and I'm going to stick my towel in. The best towels that I have found are called Auntie M, and they're on Amazon. They're really, really nice towels. And you know what? I am going to add a border to this. So that's another thing, you can add borders to. And I think I'm going to order this. This is stencil number 9296. And this is the small. And I'm going to use these checks right here. Right there. The second one's up. So I want to place this. That's another thing with these. You can also add borders, because I've done some really cute Christmas ones with the Christmas borders. But let's see, we're going to put that about there. And I'm just kind of trying to visualize. I think I'll put that there. and we'll work from there. So I'm gonna pull this out. This one is not on sale today, but you can save, excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold going on, 15%. Now I am, even though I have this black out, I'm actually gonna scoop it up here because this is just regular paint, and I want to use, when I use anything that's gonna be washed a lot, I use this Deco Arts So Soft fabric paint. It holds up really well. It's really soft. You know how sometimes when you paint, thank you, Judy. Yeah, all the borders are amazing that they have. But I do use the fabric paint. It's not crunchy like other paints can get stiff. Hence the name So Soft, but it also washes well. But even the towels you can't, but even with like shirts and stuff, if I sell them to people, I tell people to turn it inside out and wash it on cold, gentle if you can. So I'm just going to get, this is a brush I was using earlier that has So Soft on it already. And it's the same thing. I'm going to get that paint on there. And I'm going to do this cute little border here. Yeah, I've done some really cute ones with the Christmas ones, borders. And you do want something between your fabric, the same when you're stenciling. I made some Valentine's bags on Saturday. When you're stenciling anything fabric, you want to put something between it so it doesn't bleed over, because it will bleed through. So I'm going to dry this real quick. You can dry over your stencils. You just don't want to hold it in one place. And the fabric absorbs it pretty quickly. So let's do another one. And I don't know if you can find Deco Arts So Soft in your stores nearby. I've had a hard time finding it. So I just order the So Soft paint off the website. And when I did, I just ordered a bunch of different colors. They don't have as many colors as like Deco Arts has at all, but you can mix to make other colors. Okay. And I tried when I placed this to get the checks ending at the same place on this. And so I'm going to bring this up. What do you think of that little border there? Just something a little different. And then we're going to place this about right there. And let me get this piece of tape. And I need to get another piece of tape. Excuse me. I got this cold. It's coming on. It hasn't hit me full force, but I can feel it coming. And again, I'm going to offload, and I'm just going to start swirling. And I always try to hold my stencils down, kind of like so they don't wiggle on you, especially like M's. This is relatively small lettering. Sometimes the things with the pointier things, like the M's and the N's, can wiggle on you. But I thought this was super cute. And like I said, there's a lot of different sayings in both of these. So they're all on sale, not just the ones I'm doing. So it's a great advantage today to stock up on those. And I pulled out a bunch of my kitchen-themed stencils to show you. And see, a bigger space like that, sometimes that will wiggle because I don't have it on the sticky board. But if you had it on the sticky board, it wouldn't wiggle. It'd just stick right to it. I actually need to get some more sticky board. Yeah, the flu is rampant here. More snow coming. Yep. Oh, you found some at Joann's? I'll have to look there. So I'm going to give it a quick dry, even though it's going to dry really quickly on this fabric. The reason you want to keep drying your paint is because you don't, if you have wet paint, if you're stenciling over wet paint, as you swirl, it just swirls it all around. Yeah, the flu and COVID both are really big in Ohio right now. And I'm wondering if I don't have, I'm not sure. I have something, I know that. And I did a breathing treatment about one. I've never used albuterol before. I don't know if anybody ever has with the nebulizer. And oh my goodness, I think I have like the worst tolerance ever of anybody as far as medications go. But it made me so jumpy, I thought I was going to jump out of my skin. Okay. And you will find that this, you may use more paint on fabric because it does tend to suck it up a little faster than wood, where wood is a flat surface and it's not going to absorb it like this towel. Let me get a little bit more of this So Soft out. I've been watching this series on Netflix. I always talk about the shows I've been watching. So there's this show, I started watching it and I was like, I don't know if I like this. It had a lot of stuff in it that I don't normally watch, but it's called In Her Eyes. And I thought it was like a stalker story, and it ended up being a totally different, like, supernatural story. And I watched it to the very end. It was like 6 episodes. You know how they have those limited series on Netflix? And I was very disappointed with the ending. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You know, it's like the bad guy won. So I hate that. Like, if you're going to watch something, you want the good people to win, right? The bad girl won, no. So if you like supernatural stuff, you would probably like that. But I was kind of blown away because, like I said, I thought it was going to be one thing and it wasn't. It was another thing. And I'm going to get this spoon here. And right there where it's a little wide, I might just kind of stipple it a little. And I think we've probably got enough paint on here. I don't want to get it on my towel because, like I said, it will not come off of fabric. Come on. Perfect. So see how nice that is? You got a nice little kitchen towel right there that you've made up. And let me set this aside. And I'll get our brush and I'll show closing the bridges on this because we have plenty of time to close bridges today. I knew this was going to be a really quick one. I was like, this isn't going to take very long. Not that you girls don't have anything better to do. Like if you're on Eastern Standard Time, usually. Now closing the bridges is closing the little places that they have to leave open. Excuse me. So the letters, like this middle part, doesn't fall out. But you can easily close them. I'm using right now the 00 Stencil Smith liner brush. It's probably my favorite for closing bridges. But you just kind of touch it in there. You can use Posca pens also on fabric to close the bridges. It does work. I've done it. And that does hold up pretty well too. But sometimes it's a little shinier than your paint. It just depends. Okay, come on. And that one takes a couple times because it's a bigger bridge. It's a bigger letter. And I find sometimes closing bridges from the side or upside down, different angles, especially if it's wood, sometimes I'll just slide it all around to get the right angle that I need to close it. Some angles are easier than others. But I do like this little 00 one for closing bridges, or the 0, because I feel like you have a lot of control with it. And like I said, you don't want to mess up with fabric. And these are so small, you just barely have to touch it in there. And I do, when I do it, I do like to get the paint on my brush, but then kind of tap it off. Because you have sometimes a big glob of paint on there. Like the A's, I have to do definitely from a different angle. As you see me moving around, that's why I'm moving. Not because I'm fidgety. Yeah, we're supposed to... It doesn't look like Old Man Winter is letting up on us anytime soon. Yeah, micro pens are great too. And those are great for adding detail too. I have a couple of those. It seems so strange when I'm doing lives and I go silent because I usually have music playing in the background. But not today. And it just gives your work a finished look. Excuse me, if you don't want to close bridges, you don't have to. I've told you often, if you're a follower that comes back weekly, that I sold just as many signs before I closed bridges. But now that I've started closing them, I just can't stop closing them. So there we go. So I've got all the bridges closed. I'm going to pull it out with the paint, with the fabric paint. You do not have to heat set, which is really nice. So if you don't use fabric paint, you have to heat set with an iron or in the dryer. But you got a nice towel there with a border. I think that's really cute. The brand of micro pens. Let me see right here. I'm going to hold it up if you want to screenshot it. Let's see, get it the right way for you. And I can also send you a link after the live, Bonnie, if you want. But that's the one that I use. I like that. So we've got that. You can do these really easily. They're so nice to do, and they make really, really nice gifts. They're quick to do. So both of those stencils and a bunch more are on sale today because they are... Now, I did these two before the live because I'm making some gifts to send out. But this is another one. The dishes are looking at me dirty again. Whoop. Let's see. Dishes are looking at me dirty again. And then this one here. This one cracks me up. I wish I was the person I thought I could be when I bought all this produce, which you can get them on Amazon. I will link those above the description where the stencils are at. I will link those along with the Annie M towels if you want. But so those are some great ones. This one would be great on a bag too, like a shopping bag for your shopping if you use reusable excuse me, reusable bags, which I do. I hate having a lot of plastic bags. I like them for certain things, but then you just get too many of them. So I'm going to show you some stencils. I just actually showed you that one that I had done. I haven't cleaned that one yet. But these are some other kitchen stencils. I'm using Annie M's towel, Edna, and I will link them after the live above in my description. I'll link the Annie M towels, and I'll link the, what else did I say I was going to link? Oh, the Micron pens. I'll link those as well because I got those on Amazon, I think. So these are some more kitchen stencils. And if you have not sprinkled yet, make sure. Yeah, and Stacy said you can get them at Hobby Lobby. They have different thicknesses and of the tips. So the ones I have are really, really teeny tiny. So this is the giveaway today. If you've sprinkled, and make sure you write sprinkle in the comments. It's number 8781 right there. And I'm going to show you some of the fun kitchen Pasta La Vista, baby. And there's another one that goes with it. There's 3 of them. I can't remember what the third one is. And May the Fork Be With You, which this is just cracks me up. I have a friend who's a very big Star Wars friend, and I keep meaning to make this for, and I forget till I see it. But those would be great on kitchen towels. I made this one for my son a couple Christmases ago. He's a huge Arnold fan. We're very big Arnold fans in this house. He is a big Arnold fan. Oh, and this is the kitchen notes. This is where I showed you what I did on Saturday with the heart. These are the music notes here. Let's see, I think that's the way it goes. Yeah, like that, or like this. That's the front of it. Look how beautiful that is, and it made such a pretty background for this sign. And that is number, I did want to show that off because this is just such a beautiful, beautiful stencil. 9318, and this is a small, and it's so very delicate. See how delicate it is? But when you clean it, it's so sturdy. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'll set this back there. I really, really like how that turned out. Oh, and this is the one I showed you the towel on. I wish I was the person I thought I could be when I bought all that produce. You have the notes. Aren't they pretty, Bonnie? That's the first time I've used them in anything. I've been wanting to use them. 9435, and this is number 5, and it's a small. Excuse me. And then, and you can type in any of these. If you don't remember the numbers, just type the, like, don't make me poison your food. This one right here, don't make me poison your food. And it's number 8724. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot my water. 8724, and this is number 6, and this is a size small. So the smalls and the extra smalls both work good on the towels, because like these, the ones I used today, they were the extra small, but then this also works really good as well on the towels. So let me put that over there. And then we've got this one I'm definitely making to send to my daughter-in-law and my son, because he's a mess in a kitchen. This kitchen was clean yesterday. Sorry you missed it. That's a cute one. And that is number 8724. And this is number 1, and it's a small. And then I get hangry. I don't know if you do, but I do. This is number 8724 as well. Number 4. Sorry for what I said when I was hangry. And my grandson, Finn, yes, the stencil daddy. Yes, I wash them and iron them ahead of time, Edna. And I don't use any detergent. I just wash them in cold water. Like, I don't throw any detergent in with them, because they definitely don't want you using any fabric softener on it before you stencil. And this one's funny. This is very Southern, but it cracks me up. I could see a Southern lady saying this. This is number 9436, and this is number 2. And this is the butter done slid off your biscuit. And not to be outdone, I have another one here that is number, let's see here, 8967. This is a small. Some of y'all's cornbread ain't done in the middle, which is really, really cute. Yeah, just like April said, type in kitchen towel and they will come up. And then, why do they want dinner every single night? That's a tough one. Why do they want to eat every single night? Excuse me, this is number 8726, and this is an extra small. Why do they want dinner every single night? Oh yeah, you can see some Southern moms saying that. There's this Southern girl I follow, and she cracks me up, and she has like all these Southern sayings, and I just love watching her. She's very funny. 7530, and this is an extra small, and I think we did this one on a live one time. I want to grow my own food, but I can't find any bacon seeds, which is super cute. And then this one is my favorite. I made this a lot on towels and in signs, on signs. This is number 8056, and this is an 8-inch. But this is the Dolly Parton one. I tumble out of bed and stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition, because who doesn't love Dolly? And this is something I made a long time ago. I've made a lot of these. I bought a pack of these, actually, just keep making them. It's a very nice seller. It pairs well with the chicken wire stencil. And that's a really, so that's this one. But this goes really good on towels too. Yes, cold water. Yes. You don't need to heat set if you use this Deco Arts So Soft, there's no need to heat set. Mine with the Deco Arts, the fabric paint have held up really good. I've done some with Fusion, and some of them have held up, but some of the colors don't, like yellows don't on in Fusion when you wash them. But yeah, I wash them in cold. I always recommend washing them in cold. But the other ones have held up really good. And so I think I have just one here. And this is my daughter, totally, because she does this all the time. She loves to bake. Let's see. 3837. Baker's gonna bake. So it's like that song, haters gonna hate. So Baker's gonna bake. That'll be in your head, just like the YMCA is. Thank you very much, Bonnie, for putting that in my head. So those are all I have to show you today. These are a project. Again, this is a cookbook stand, which was not that hard to make. Just the angles we had a little trouble with. You can buy them on Amazon. And then this is the towel we made, and we added a cute little fun border to that. Looks very kitchen, kind of farmhousey. And so they were really simple. And then here's a couple other towels I made beforehand. But towels are such great. Yes, I'll hold it up, Edna. Oh, wrong bottle. Hold on. This is it. I'm assuming if you want to screenshot it. Deco Art So Soft Fabric Paint. And somebody said they got some at Joann's. I had trouble finding it. Yes, you could put it on an apron. This would be so cute on an apron. I love to stencil. Like you could do an apron, this, or you could do like a cutting board, you know, like this, decorative, or you could do one, you know, it would be a really nice gift, the whole shebang. But these towels are really easy to do, and they make great. Hi, Julie, how are you? You put that one on an apron, Carol. You're welcome, Edna. So that's all we have today. It was a short one. I can't believe I'm done before. I didn't even go an hour. This is like, excuse me, this is very unusual. So, excuse me, make sure that you sprinkled, and April is going to, you got your So Soft on Amazon. I think I looked there, but it was a little more expensive, I think, than it was on Deco Arts, and I'm a notorious cheapskate. So, Sherry is doing the drums. Oh, that's awesome, Bonnie. I love doing bags. Bags are fun. But make sure April's going to pull a winner here. We're going to have a winner pretty soon. She's spinning the wheel. And this is going to be what you win. Thank you, Becca. We appreciate it. It landed on Judy Yule. Oh, Miss Judy, you're the winner. Congratulations, Judy. Make sure to message April at the Stencil Smith and or email her. But congratulations. Judy, and we will see you later. It's in sale. Oh, it was on sale. That's awesome. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll see me or tune in again next Tuesday for another fun live. I'll have some new stencils to show off then. We'll see you later. Have a great week. Bye-bye.